Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about how do we go from being stuck to unstuck? How do we go from being very rigid in our thinking and our ways of being to having that ability to feel freedom, to actually be able to jump and glide and move at will? And it's a really interesting process. I find a lot of people who come to me for mentoring and coaching have that key problem. They feel stuck and they want to get unstuck. They want freedom. They want confidence. They want to feel that they're agile and can move and respond. And so let's look at what makes someone stuck. When you're stuck, it means that you're very, very solid in where you are. All right, you've got so much framework there that you think everything is necessary. It'd be like a tree that's grown over many years and all of its root system was there and it grew, and sometimes it ran over pipes and bits and pieces. It adapted, it adjusted so that it could have strength to stay where it is. The problem is if you look at your life like that is that you're not a tree. All right. You don't have to be strapped around different poles and things underneath the ground to be able to live. Sometimes you actually need to go, you know what, that doesn't serve me well now. I'm going to actually cut that little bit because I still have enough. I have enough. I have more than enough to be able to live. All right. So we need to actually dig deep. And that's what happens when people go and get mentoring and coaching. And my clients do that with me. They actually look at, well, what are all the root systems that I've actually put down who've been growing there that are no longer serving me well? Because they're causing that person to be stuck in that place unnecessarily, or they're causing too much rigidity. You can still be positioned in a place, but not be so rigid that you can't even move. You can't even sway in the breeze. Another thing that happens is that we actually, by being overly rigid and overly solid in that place, you can also have too many things wanting to join you and weigh you down. So those people can also be overcommitted by too many requirements being put on them. They can also feel overwhelmed. Just too much emotion, too much drama, don't know how to process everything. And you're so busy doing and trying to keep strong and trying to keep secure and trying to keep, rigid and a good structure without anyone worrying about you, that you actually have too much. You've got too much weight. You're like a tree that's just so heavy laden that it's exhausting just trying to keep yourself up. Now let's look at someone else who has that freedom. How did they become unstuck? What they actually did was they looked at a few things. They looked at what is actually overcommitting me. What am I doing that I just don't need to be doing, that I need to say no to? And so through coaching, that's what we do. We look at every area of your life and we look at the value that it has on you. We look at whether it's actually serving you well or whether you're doing it for a reason happily to serve others. And if that's the case, that may be okay. But if it's not serving you and it's not serving others very well, it's not a good mix at all. And we need to get rid of it. So we look at overcommitment. We also look at overwhelm. What is causing you overwhelm? What is actually making you feel distressed, anxious, possibly even depressed, emotional? It's just too much. You haven't had time to be. You haven't had time to breathe. You haven't had time to just smile and relax and to enjoy being you. And so things can become overwhelming that you just haven't had time to unpack them. Maybe you don't even need to. Maybe you do, but you need to do it at a certain pace. And so once again, that's what we look at there, how to remove the overwhelm. And then finally, we actually also look at your infrastructure. We look at your framework. We look at your root system. And that's a biggie. We look back and go, okay, why are you anchored so strongly in those places? And when we identify the areas that are not serving you well, we then go and look at what is required to actually remove that anchor. And also, if we did, the confidence for you to go, if I did, actually I'll be in a better place, not a worse place. So that's quite a process, but 100% achievable. So I look forward to sharing with you more about those three aspects. How do we undo the overcommitment, undo the overwhelm, undo the anchoring, that hasn't been serving you well, and allow you to gain freedom and confidence to be able to move forward, to be able to live the life and live the best version of yourself way into the future.